An update tonight on a horrific crime. The man accused of killing 4 people, including a 15-year-old girl in Butler Township, is now facing the death penalty.
Stephen Marlowe was indicted on 12 counts of aggravated murder, among other charges. Mamie Baugh is live from the Montgomery County Jail tonight, where Marlowe is being held. Mamie, how did officials come to decide on the death penalty?
The Montgomery County Prosecutor's Office says that only in certain cases is the death penalty an option. In this case, certainly meets the criteria. Now, he's accused of killing 4 people in Butler Township and 4 of his neighbors unprovoked on August 5th, according to investigators. They say that he killed Sarah Anderson, her 15-year-old daughter, Kayla Anderson, and also Eva Sally Knox and her husband, Clyde Knox. Now, Matt Heck tells me that he believes that Marlowe's defense may claim insanity to negate the death penalty. At this time, do you know if Marlowe has received a psychological examination?
At this time, my understanding, he has not. If those are filed, though, then he would. Then we would go through a battery of examinations and tests.
So maybe how long do cases like this take to go through the court system?
I did ask Matt Heck this very question, and he tells me that it takes time. And if Marlowe's defense does mention the mental illness or the death or insanity, that it'll really take time, and this is something that the families are aware of. Now, coming up at 6:30, a look at Marlowe's history and how it's factoring into this case. Back to you.
Mamie, thank you. And we asked the Montgomery County prosecutor the last time they had a death penalty case. He said it was in 2017 against Claudina Helton. She was the Dayton woman accused of shooting her 2 children in the head to, quote, save them from the evils of the world. She was later found not guilty by reason of insanity. New information tonight about a search warrant executed at the Montgomery County Clerk of Court's office yesterday afternoon. According to a report from the state, this one you're looking at right there, from the auditor's office, 2 people came forward with concerns regarding Clerk Mike Foley. These concerns include efforts to solicit campaign contributions from employees and paying bonuses to employees based on whether or not they made a contribution. Last night we spoke with Foley's attorney. He tells us that he has, quote, nothing to hide. Now we'll continue to follow that story, and as we learn any new information, we'll update you here on air and online at Dayton247now.com.
Live pictures now over the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., where Democrats and Republicans are still waiting to see who will have control of the House and Senate. Now, here's a look at the balance of power as it stands right now in the Senate and how it could play out. Right now, the Senate is split 50-50, with Vice President Kamala Harris giving Democrats that tie-breaking vote. Now, Republicans, though, need to win 2 more seats in order to gain control of the Senate. Georgia is now going to a runoff election, and Nevada and Arizona remain too close to call. So it could be hours or even days before the races are called. In Arizona, there are still around 600,000 ballots left to be counted. A majority of those ballots are in Maricopa County, which includes Phoenix. And at the moment, Democratic Senator Mark Kelly is leading Republican Blake Masters by about 99,000 votes. That's with 76% of the vote in. And in Nevada, state law allows for mail-in ballots to be received all the way through Saturday as long as they were postmarked back on Tuesday. That means counties are still receiving ballots that need to be counted. In Clark County, Nevada's largest county, which includes Las Vegas, 12,000 ballots were received just yesterday, to put that into perspective. So at the moment, Republican Adam Laxalt is leading Democratic Senator Catherine Cortez Masto by just over 15,000 votes. The U.S. House is also up for grabs. Either party needs to win 218 seats to take control. At the moment, Republicans have locked in 209 seats, while Democrats have 192.
And tonight we're hearing from Ohio leaders weighing in on Ohio's future. They're setting the table for what to expect over the next 4 years now that the midterms are done. Tom Bosco is in Columbus with what they had to say.
For the first time since he won election to the U.S. Senate, we are hearing from J.D. Vance. Today's event, a Ohio Chamber of Commerce event where the winners of the elections kind of setting the table for their legislative priorities. Vance told us he can work across the aisle and mentioned 2 senators that he says he would work with.
On things like trade policy, on bringing manufacturing jobs back to Ohio, Sherrod could be a good ally. On energy policy, hopefully Joe Manchin will be a good ally.
Ohio's lieutenant governor also speaking today, saying that Governor Mike DeWine in his second term will be pushing issues close to him, including mental health issues and child protection issues. We asked if it was too early for us to talk about a Houston run for governor. He said it is. Guys, back to you.
Tom, thanks. You can take out your phone now if you'd like and scan that QR code you see there. That'll take you to our Beyond the Podium section of our website, where we've compiled every election story all in one place. You can also see our coverage of the balance of power in Washington, as well as local election results by clicking the orange banner at the top of the homepage. Live pictures now from Aglin's Pier in Florida. As you can see, people have returned to the beach following Hurricane Nicole. Now, if you look to the right of your screen, though, you can see the hurricane did sweep away part of that pier. Now, Nicole's been downgraded to a tropical storm after making landfall along Florida's east coast overnight. We know 2 people were killed by downed power lines. Over 300,000 people are now without power across the state. But a big problem is erosion that was caused by Hurricane Ian that hit just last month.
This is obviously not as significant a storm as Hurricane Ian was, but coming on the heels of that, you're seeing communities, particularly in the Volusia County area, where you had a lot of that erosion on the coastline. This has put some of those structures in jeopardy.
Now, Governor Ron DeSantis says about 17,000 linemen are standing by to repair down power lines, while transportation crews are working to clear roadways of debris.
And back here at home, we sure hope everyone was able to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather today, because it sounds like it's the last we're going to be seeing of it for quite some time. Tomorrow, Natalie, big changes happening.
Yeah, first the rain arrives, and then we're talking about the colder air that's going to be making its way in. So for right now, what we have is increasing cloud cover. Now, this is from Nicole, which is now a tropical storm. Bigger picture here. So we have 2 things that we're tracking. 2 big storm systems. In fact, we have, of course, Tropical Storm Nicole, which is just now to our south. It will be eventually crossing over the panhandle of Florida. And then a very strong cold front just off to our northwest that's going to be bringing us a significant cool down as we head into this weekend. So we have some big changes on the way. So for right now, though, it is very mild. We're in the 60s, 61 in Dayton, 64 in Troy, 63 up in Wapakoneta. Notice off to our northwest, though, this is where that cold air is, just sitting at 13 in Helena and 15 in Rapid City. And for tonight, we're going to stay pretty mild with our temperatures in the mid 50s and those clouds around. I'll track that rain coming up in just a bit.
Natalie, thanks. An Ohio community is calling for violence to stop after 3 youth coaches have been shot in just the past 3 weeks. David Winters speaks with those closest to the issue and the victims.
So many of our kids stay away from violence and off the streets because they stay on the field, whether it's basketball or baseball or football. But tragically, lately, several of the people that have been coaching and mentoring these children are now falling victim to violence.
October 18th, College Hill. 2 coaches shot in front of their players after a youth football practice. 37-year-old Jermaine Knox killed. October 30th, Avondale, 9:30 in the morning, outside his mother's home, 40-year-old youth football coach Antonio Thrasher shot and killed. We spoke to his son today, now a coach himself, who plans to carry on his father's legacy.
I'm going to live his name on forever. I'm going to just keep doing what he wanted me to do, keep coaching, keep being a positive role in the community, just keep being a good role model and keep being a great father to my own daughter and be a great big brother to my sister.
Coach Tony's legacy will also be the kids that he has coached staying on the right path and not continuing this perpetual scourge of violence. In Clifton, this is David Winter reporting. Back to you.
Washington, D.C. is suing the Washington Commanders, team owner Dan Snyder, the NFL, and its commissioner Roger Goodell. Megan's at the Now Desk, so what is this all about?
Yeah, Adam, D.C.'s Attorney General says that they all violated the district's Consumer Protection Act by deceiving residents about an investigation into the team's toxic culture, which he says has spanned decades now. He also accuses them of colluding to cover up findings and repeatedly lying to avoid accountability in order to protect their profits. Now, the AG says he intends to put Snyder and Goodell on the record.
This case is going to require depositions, sworn testimony, and accountability from some of the most powerful men and organizations in the United States of America.
Now, the AG wouldn't put a price tag on the civil suit, but predicted damages would carry, quote, a lot of zeros. In 2021, the NFL fined and suspended Snyder as a result of its investigation, but did not make its report public. The Commanders issued a statement today ahead of the announcement accusing Racine of seeking splashy headlines based on offbeat legal theories. The NFL has not yet reacted to the suit. Racine says if Snyder sells the team, he will not be released from that lawsuit.
President Biden is meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping at the G20 summit in Indonesia on Monday. That's going to be the first in-person meeting between those leaders since Biden became president. Now, the White House says the leaders will discuss efforts to maintain and deepen lines of communication between the two countries. The U.S.'s national security advisor downplaying expectations when it comes to concrete results from the meeting.
I don't think you should look at this meeting as one in which there's going to be specific deliverables announced. Rather, the two leaders are going to give direction to their teams to work on a number of areas, both areas where we have differences and areas where we can work together.
Now, U.S.-China relations have been strained recently over issues like Taiwan and human rights concerns in China. New reports showing that the rate of inflation is down compared to last month. October's Consumer Price Index was up 7.7% compared to last year. That's the smallest year-over-year increase since January. A different index called core inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, rose 6.3% in the past 12 months.
More than 3 decades after the disaster, NASA announcing a new discovery involving the Challenger space shuttle. What officials say they found and where it was located.
Plus, working to feed the Miami Valley, the solutions county leaders are coming up with to combat hunger in our area.
Plus, I'm tracking Nicole and the impacts we'll see right here in the Miami Valley. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
More than 3 decades after the Challenger space shuttle disaster, a new discovery has just been made. Megan's at the Now Desk. What's happening?
Yeah, Adam, it's pretty incredible. NASA says a large piece of the shuttle was actually just found at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. The Challenger broke apart shortly after liftoff all the way back in January of 1986, killing all 7 people on board. According to NASA's Kennedy Space Center, this new piece is on the ocean floor just off the Florida coast near Cape Canaveral. Officials say it's one of the biggest pieces of the Challenger space shuttle ever found. We're told the remnant is actually partially covered by sand, but they estimated it's about 15 feet by 15 feet and is believed to be from the shuttle's belly. Now, NASA says it's still determining the next steps.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
This may not be the first image that comes to mind when you think of Las Vegas, but the snow-capped mountains of southern Nevada aren't that far away. 9 inches of snow fell this week at nearby Lee Canyon. Certainly no snow in Beaumont, Texas, but the Gulf Coast town does have great sunrises. You can see blue, purple, orange, and red in this fantastic shot.
Want to see your weather photos and videos on TV? Click Chime In on this station's website to share.
Well, very active weather in our forecast starting tomorrow as we will start to see the remnants of Nicole make its way into the area. So right now, Nicole is a tropical storm with winds of 45 miles per hour, and it's going to start to make a northeasterly turn, but we're already starting to see cloud cover from Nicole right here in our area, and eventually the rain will be pushing through. So tonight will stay fairly mild and in the 50s, but by early tomorrow morning, we will start to see rain develop. Showers expected really through the day on Friday. This is about lunchtime. Plan on rain, heavier pockets here and there as well. This will start to push eastward by the late afternoon into the evening hours, followed by colder air sliding in. So we'll drop into the 30s early Saturday morning, likely staying in the 30s for most of the day. And then check out this. This is noon on Saturday, potentially some snow showers around the area that I'm going to be watching closely. So we're talking about some big changes. We'll talk about how much rain we'll see coming up in just a bit.
Natalie, thanks. Violence in an Ohio neighborhood. 3 teens under arrest for firing shots around multiple mobile homes. Jenna Cisneros giving us a look at the aftermath.
Shattered glass and bullet holes remain after 5 cars and 2 mobile homes were hit by gunfire. Neighbors nearby say they were home when they heard the loud gunshots just steps away. Goshen Township Police responded just after 1 this morning to the Lakeshore Estates mobile home park on a report of shots fired near the front of the neighborhood. The bullets hit cars and mobile homes, but no people. A Goshen Township officer spotted a car speeding off. That officer followed and stopped the car on State Route 48 near Paxton Road. The officer took 3 teen suspects from Fairfield into custody. Police recovered an AR-15, AK-47, a 12-gauge shotgun, and several loaded magazines and spent shell casings.
I was asleep. We heard the shots initially go off. The first shot, it was loud enough to wake everyone, so it was definitely a high-caliber gun. Loud, of course, at night. Multiple shots. And when I say multiple, I'm saying 20 plus at least.
There's still many unanswered questions, like why these Fairfield teens ended up here in Goshen Township. Once we learn those answers, we'll be sure to update you. Reporting in Goshen Township, I'm Jenna Cisneros. Back to you.
Grocery prices continuing to rise. Many families in the Miami Valley struggling to keep up. So today, community leaders and food experts gathering to discuss possible solutions at the Montgomery County Food Summit. Now, the food industry taking a major hit in recent years due to not only inflation, but the pandemic as well. Local restaurant owners, nonprofits, and farmers are all working together now to find ways to bring prices down. Over 300 people attended that event looking to share their experience.
It's going to be a little different this year. And, we have a lot of variety of individuals from different countries and going to talk about, how they prepare, let's say, their holiday meal or just, their food that they prepare and how they do it.
Now, Commissioner Dodge says this summit is a way to showcase the diverse group of restaurants Montgomery County has. Overall, it was a learning experience for those who showed up. Well, the holiday season is here. Thanksgiving right around the corner, so make sure everyone has something to eat. A local organization in Dayton is partnering and preparing a Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. Tate Joshi explains when it's happening and how you can get involved.
Miami Valley Meals is a relatively new local nonprofit that basically takes chef-prepared meals and gives it to those in need. It's something that they do all year round, but Thanksgiving time is a big time for them. In fact, they are doing a big turkey giveaway. This is called their Miami Valley Meals 2022 Thanksgiving Turkey Takeaway, and they need your help. They're actually looking for people to volunteer and help prepare these meals, and you can get that information on their website. And like I said, they're doing these special Thanksgiving meals to help those in need. But a big part of what they do here is what they do all year round, where they prepare these chef-inspired, chef-prepared meals to make sure everybody at home has plenty of food across the whole Miami Valley. So if you want more information on how to sign up and become a volunteer and help them with this distribution, you can go online and get more information. For now, back to you guys in the studio.
Tej, thanks. The high school state volleyball tournament beginning today at the Nutter Center in Fairborn. Today marked the semifinals for both divisions 4 and 3. One area team already clinching a berth in the championship Saturday. New Bremen starting and finishing strong in their match against Convoy Crestview, winning 3 games to 1. They'll face Monroeville at 11 a.m. Saturday for the Division IV title. And Versailles' season coming to an end tonight after losing to Mentor Lake Catholic. And then Coldwater is going to face Byesville Meadowbrook shortly. We'll have more coming up tonight at 10 and 11.
All right, a live look now from our Kettering Health Sky Cam. It's actually starting to feel pretty fall-like. You can feel the temperature dropping out here on our exclusive Watson's Weather patio. Those warmer temperatures definitely now moving out.
Yeah, especially by tomorrow, we'll notice some bigger changes. The first of which is going to be rain, and
that's
then
awful.
It's going to be the cold. So heading out there for tomorrow, plan on the rain pretty much all day long, especially for the morning into the early afternoon. And we could use the rain, of course. We've been well below normal. In fact, we are over 4 inches below normal since September 1st. Moderate drought conditions for the entire area. We've only seen 3 inches of rainfall since September 1st, but some spots could see at least an inch of rainfall out of the system. So we'll see that here. Taking a look at our precipitation accumulation, I think this is underdoing it because I do think we could see some higher totals for our southeastern counties, maybe about an inch or so, but notice not quite as much for our areas off to the northwest. Either way, it is going to be nice to see some rain around the area before we start to see that cold air begin to move in, even a few snowflakes around. So I'm going to time out that cold front coming up.
Natalie, thanks. Veterans Day is tomorrow. After the break, we'll break down the events being held in their honor all around the area. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Tomorrow is Veterans Day, a day we honor the men and women who serve in our nation's military. Elise Coulter breaks down some of the local events planned and also discounts being offered.
Tomorrow's Veterans Day, and of course, we want to honor everyone who has served our country, so there's going to be lots of events going on across the Miami Valley. Greenville Veterans Day ceremony and parade kicking off at 10:45 tomorrow morning. The big one, obviously, in downtown Centerville. They're having their Veterans Day ceremony at 11 o'clock at Stubbs Park. And then, of course, we have Beaver Creek Veterans Day ceremony starting at 2 at Veterans Memorial Park. And also honoring veterans are lots of restaurants across the Miami Valley. We've got free meals, we've got discounts going on. I'm going to name just a few because there is a long list. We're going to have this up on our website for you guys. Another Broken Egg, Applebee's, we've got Wendy's, Bob Evans, BJ's Brew House. They're all offering discounts, even free food for veterans. All you need is your government ID. So make sure you head on over to Dayton247now.com to check everything out.
All right, Elise, thanks. And we want to see photos of the veterans in your life. So grab your phone and scan this QR code. It's going to take you right to our Chime In page. From there, you can upload your photos or videos right to us. You could even see them right here on Dayton 24/7 Now.
Well, we've been talking about big changes pretty much all week long, and we know that when it's 70 degrees in November, that's not going to last for much longer. Changes arrive by tomorrow, first in the way of rain from Nicole. So if you want to do any decorating, likely a no-go all day, outdoor decorating at least. In fact, Saturday, I'm thinking if we have a few snowflakes flying, indoor decorating might be a good idea with temperature around 40 degrees. Chilly but quiet on Sunday with highs in the upper 30s. So again, a much colder forecast. And then once that cold air arrives, it's going to be with us for a little bit. So here's a look at what we're expecting on our extended forecast. 50s tomorrow with that rain. Tracking some light snow showers as we head into our Saturday. I'm going to be monitoring that system very closely. Certainly something that I'm going to be having to really keep an eye out on, as it is looking like maybe we could see some heavier snow showers. Not going to be a big type of event, but certainly something that'll be interesting to see after, it was in the 70s today.
I don't see the 70s back in the forecast until next year, huh?
Probably not. Yeah.
All right. Well, Natalie, thanks for being with us tonight. Remember, you can always connect with us on social media. We are headed right now over to Fox 45. We hope you join us there. Good night.